Good evening. Welcome to the Green Turtle, Courtside with Billy Hahn. My guest tonight is Joe Schmidle from University High School, head basketball coach at University High. Thanks for joining me, Joe. Appreciate it. How many years have you been at University High?
I've been coaching for 11 total. Seven as an assistant and 4 as the head coach.
Good for you. And where did you go to high school? Did you go to University High?
Went to Central Preston.
Is that right?
Yep, Kingwood, West Virginia, over in Preston County. So not too awful far from here.
Right. I've seen 3 of your games, and I've been to one of your practices. You gave me a chance to speak to your team at the practice, which was very good. And I watched your team. I really like your team a lot. I think you guys are really good, like really good. And I think you have a chance. I don't want to jinx you or anything, but I think you have a chance to cut down the nets at the end of the season. I really do. And that's not blowing smoke up you because you're my guest. I really believe that. You guys are good.
Well, we've gotten better. Ways to go. Don't get me wrong. And kids have been working really hard, and hopefully we'll have an opportunity to do that. But it takes so many different things for something like that to happen. Got to have a little bit of luck, and you got to stay healthy, and we definitely haven't stayed healthy. I mean, they're battling through a bunch of injuries right now, but the big thing is the kids love each other and they play well together, and I think as long as they do that and they stay disciplined in their game, they can play with anybody.
Why don't you tell our audience here at the Green Turtle and people that will be watching this on DominionPost.com tomorrow, talk about your team a little bit, educate everybody about your players, tell us a little about each player. Matter of fact, go through your roster, and I want you to talk about each kid a little bit.
All right. Well, I'll start out with my upperclassmen, with my seniors.
Right.
I've got a couple of kids that have actually dressed varsity for 4 years. One in particular has started for me all 4 years. He started about 100 games already in his high school career, which is a bunch for high school. Ethan Ridgeway's his name.
He's the light skin.
Yes.
Light skin black kid, right?
Yep. About 6 foot 6'1".
Right. That kid can play, man.
He can play. You know, I'll have people interview for, radio stations or whatever before they play, and they're like, well, he's a forward, and I'm like, no, not really. And so he's a guard, and I'm like, well, no, not really.
Yeah.
He just does about everything.
He does everything for you.
Yeah. Ethan's he's on track to be the school's all-time leading scorer.
I didn't know that. Is that right?
He's just about 50 points away.
Oh, he'll get that.
Yeah. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to get it.
Knock on wood, brother.
Great kid. I think he'll be a good player at the next level, and I look for him to be a first or second team All-State selection. He was second team All-State last year.
Right.
And he's averaging about 22, 23 points a game. He leads the team in rebounds as well.
Doesn't surprise me.
And he's probably about third or fourth in steals. I mean, he does a great job. Clay Bailey was our quarterback for the football team. A lot of people know Clay.
Tough kid, man.
Real tough kid.
Tough kid.
He's been battling through an ankle injury for over a month now since that Morgantown game at home. He got it banged up pretty good.
Right.
But, Clay has started on and off for me for the last 3 years. He's started every game but one this year because of a game that he was hurt. But he does all the little things, He
seems, when I watch you guys play, I sit there, he seems like he's got great leadership qualities. Looks like he's a leader to me. Looks like he's always seems like he's pretty in control of everything that's going on. Am I right?
Yeah.
Or not?
Typical quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Very cerebral.
Yep.
He knows what everybody else is supposed to be doing.
Absolutely, you can tell that.
And doesn't get real excited.
Yep.
He keeps everybody focused.
Yep.
And he does a lot of the things that don't show up in the stat sheet. He only scores about 6 or 7 a game, and there'll be games where he doesn't hardly score at all. And you say, Clay, he's like, well, I didn't need to score.
Right.
You know, Ethan and Caden were hot, or Ethan and Austin were hot tonight. I just made sure they got the ball.
Right.
And that's the kind of kid he is. Just very unselfish. He leads the team in steals. He's sneaky, that guy.
Yeah, he is sneaky.
He's sneaky. Call him the hit man. You know?
I got
you never see him coming, but he's going to get what he came for. Austin Forbes.
Yep.
Austin's a senior. Austin started just about every game for me last year. I think he started every game for me this year. Great shooter.
Could shoot the ball,
yeah. You know, Austin's always been a guard for me, and we were so guard heavy this year that we moved Austin down to a forward. He's been playing on the low post a lot, and that son of a gun has really embraced that role and adapted so good. His footwork and his post moves down low, and then his ability to kind of be a stretch four and take it out and nail the three. He's shooting about 46%, I think, from the three-point line.
I knew he was good.
Yeah. Now he's not shooting as many, but I think it's helped him. You know, because when he is, he's making sure the shot he needs to take. He's knocking him down.
You put him right in that free throw lane area in your zone offense.
Yep.
He's pretty sneaky. He's pretty sneaky in there. He's pretty good when he gets that ball in there.
Yep.
He makes plays, and he's, you know, every now and then he'll step out at the top of the circle and shoot that three ball a little bit.
It's nice to have somebody that versatile in there.
Yeah, well,
you know, it makes the defense.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, makes him second guess a lot.
So
of
you
things.
got three very solid seniors. Very solid seniors.
Yes. Four, really.
And your fourth senior is?
Storm Leftridge.
Exactly, Storm. Yep.
And Storm was another one. Storm and Austin and Ryan McCord, who graduated last year, those three guys, they all three shared a starting job last year. It depended on who we were playing, the personnel we needed, whether we needed size or speed or shooters, whatever. And, you know, Austin started a lot. Storm's our center. He's not very tall.
Not very tall.
He doesn't jump the greatest in the world.
No.
But the son of a gun gets great position.
Sure does.
He's so important for us on the boards. Always has his guy boxed out. And he distributes the ball really well. He just makes everything else go. It's weird. You know, it's almost like he's not out there, but you know when he's not out there because then things aren't going so good for us. He's that guy. He keeps everything running smooth, and he's increased his range this year too. He can step out and hit the three, and he won't shoot it a lot, but he does a real nice job for us.
Four pretty good seniors right there.
Four pretty good seniors.
And you got any more seniors you want to talk about? Because
I
know you only got. I looked at the roster. You only have 3 underclassmen, right? On the varsity.
I got 3 sophomores on varsity.
3 sophomores. That's what I thought.
Well, actually 4. We brought another kid up.
Right.
But you know, I'll start next with my juniors. You know, Rodney Buckland.
Yep.
Rodney dressed varsity for us last year. He played mostly JV, but he's also in varsity minutes. He's been our first or second guy off the bench. He's been really giving us some quality minutes here the last 3 or 4 games.
He came in against Bridgeport the other night and did a heck of a job for you, didn't he?
Yeah, did a really good job.
Really good job.
Really, I think he's finally starting to settle into his role.
Right.
And playing with some more confidence. He went through a little stretch there, you know, December, early January, and he wasn't really getting a lot of minutes, and we kind of had a little talk, and, you know, he's really worked hard in practice, and he's earned his time, and he's really made the most of it. You know, Rodney's a sneaky long kid. He's got really long arms. He's an exceptional jumper. I mean, he can throw it down easy. And he's always been able to score. You know, I always said people going Teddy Buckets, you know, Teddy Allen, Teddy Buckets. Well, I've been calling Rodney Buckets for a long time, and I told him that I should have copyrighted that because somebody stole it. But Rodney's doing a great job for us, and we're really happy to see him stepping things up. Tyler Plums, another kid. He's been a great surprise for us this year. Tyler would start for a lot of teams. He's improved so much. I'm really looking forward to him playing next year. I think he's going to really be able to contribute.
Right.
I got a really special sophomore class. Caden Matheny's the one everybody's heard about.
Unbelievable.
He's dynamite.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
For a sophomore, he's unbelievable.
He's unbelievable.
Sure is.
And I tell people he's one of those kids as a high school coach that might be the only one you ever get that's like that.
He's going to win you a lot of games.
He's going to win you.
He's going to make you look like you know what the hell you're doing.
I've talked to some other high school coaches that we've had to play against, and they're like, playing a pretty good team. I'm like, I don't know if we can play with you. And they'll say, Coach,
yeah,
as long as you got number 3.
Absolutely.
You can play with anybody.
That kid can really play. I love him.
Yeah, he's tough. And boy, he's just tough. I mean, he's tenacious. He plays hard on both sides of the ball. He can shoot it. He can pass it.
Right.
He can defend. He can do everything.
Absolutely.
Handles the ball great. Runs the offense. Very unselfish. I mean, he's everything you could ever want in a point guard.
Yep.
KJ McClurg.
Go ahead.
Another great sophomore. He's been injured here lately. We're hoping to get him back later this week. About a 6'2" kid.
Right.
I think he's going to grow another inch or two. He's got great athleticism. He can get up pretty good, and he can shoot the lights out.
Right.
He's only going to get better. If I need a guard coming off, he's usually my first guard in the game. Just a great kid, 4.0 student. I mean,
right.
Just super kid. And Mike Mombay is my other sophomore. Mike's about 6'6", and I think he's going to keep growing.
Good, yeah.
We need to work on Mike's strength a little bit, which all the young guys especially do. Mike's worked really hard in the weight room.
Right.
But when you're 6'6", it takes a while to put some mass on that frame.
Absolutely. Yep.
But Mike's been giving us some good time here lately, and we need somebody in there to kind of protect the rim, because I think that's the one thing that we're really lacking, and I think we're going to need to have if we want to have a chance to win a title.
You don't have that real big inside person at all. And you make up for it because you got 5 guys on the floor out there that can pass and catch, and most of them can shoot it pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I've been doing this a while. I've seen a lot of high school games in my 41 years. It's a joy to watch a team that passes the basketball and makes the extra pass and looks for each other. You can tell those guys like each other. I think you've got good chemistry. I think you have a team that seems like they, at least unless they got me fooled, but it seems like they like each other. They like to pass it. A couple of your guys, in my opinion, it looks like they get as much satisfaction out of making a great pass as they do making a shot.
Oh, you're right. And I mean, these guys, they love each other.
I knew that.
I'm just telling, they're like brothers.
I can tell.
I've never seen anything like it, and it is fun to watch. When they get things really going.
Yep. Pretty fun.
It's so much fun to watch, and I'm proud as a coach just to even be a part of it.
Yep.
And to have them playing for us. It's just a joy to be around those kids. But you're right. I mean, we have 2 or 3 of those starters that they worry about how many assists they have.
Absolutely.
And how many steals and how many rebounds. They never ask me how many points.
You can tell that.
Yeah. And it's always good to have some of those,
And I'm not trying to overlook tomorrow night's game because I know you got Wheeling Park back-to-back and you got to play them tomorrow night. But sort of moving ahead a little bit. This weekend, on Saturday, it's the number 1 team in the state versus the number 2 team in the state, right?
That's right.
Parkersburg South, in the polls right now is number 1.
Yeah.
You guys are number 2. And the first time you guys met them at Parkersburg South, they ended up beating you guys by 4 points, which is your only loss for the season.
That's right.
So if I'm a betting man, which I'm not, but if I was, I'd put a few cold beers or a little money on the line that Saturday, you guys will handle Parkersburg South, and I'll give you the reasons why. Oh, that's going to happen. Hey, there's no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind it's going to happen. Now, I'll tell you why. One, you played them at their place. So you're on a neutral court, which is good. That's the first reason. Second reason, your guys are upset because they know they should have won down there. And South came back and beat you guys. So your guys will be hungry.
They're hungry.
I know they're hungry. I know they want a piece of them. There's no doubt in my mind. You got to make sure you tell them tomorrow. Don't overlook Wheeling Park tomorrow night and be thinking about Parkersburg South on Saturday. Tell them, Coach Hahn, I will come over there and I'll put them through a little bit of hell if they stub their toe tomorrow night.
We already told them that last night, and we told them that today. So I think they know. And to say they're hungry, that's probably about the nicest word I could use on the air.
I got you.
Yeah.
And what time's your game tomorrow night? 7:30 tomorrow night?
7:30.
Hey, Cav, I might be going to the game tomorrow night. You want to come with me? I love it, yeah. All right, give me what it looks like when you start the state tournament and the playoffs in that situation, and what teams, in your mind, the handful of teams, 4 or 5 teams, that you think possibly could win the state tournament?
Normally, that'd be a pretty easy question.
Right.
And I've had this conversation with my wife. I've had this conversation with my assistant coaches. There's 8 or 9 teams
that could all do it.
It's nuts. It's crazy because, we're people worrying about being the number 1 seed, and you think that number 1 versus number 8.
Right.
Not this
year. Doesn't matter, huh?
Not this year.
Right. I got you.
Gotcha. I mean, University High, Parkersburg South, George Washington's loaded.
Right.
And they're finally healthy now. They've got all their kids. They just got their center back. They haven't played with.
Really? Okay.
Maybe 1 or 2 games to start the season, maybe.
Right.
Where they had everybody. Woodrow's
good. Huh?
We played the best game we played all year, and they were right there on our heels the whole time. Huntington.
Yeah.
Until somebody beats Huntington in the state tournament.
Right.
I mean, they played for the last four championships.
Gotcha.
Capitals loaded. Martinsburg's loaded.
They're always good.
Musselman scares everybody, especially teams like me, because they've got the 6'9" Stevens kid. Well, I don't have an answer for a 6'9".
Exactly. Right.
6'6" maybe, but 6'9", that's tough. Morgantown.
Absolutely.
Morgantown can beat anybody in the state of West Virginia. I don't care. They got the best defense in the state.
Right.
I mean, I've seen everybody play, and they're just tough.
Yeah. All right. You mentioned your staff, and again, being around for quite a while, you got a veteran staff that I think a couple guys sitting on your bench have been around a long time, and I have nothing but the greatest respect for those guys. Talk about your staff a little bit.
Well, when I got this job, I knew the best thing in my behalf would be to go out and hire the best people possible.
You're smart.
I think I did that. I think
you did that.
I personally think I've got the best staff in the state of West Virginia. I really do.
You've got a great staff.
John Ellis has been coaching for about 45 years.
A long time.
And he's got more energy than I ever thought about having.
Yep.
He's kind of our drill sergeant. He's an old military guy. I don't know if you knew that, but I
didn't know that.
He runs all of our drills and practice, and he's just so passionate about the game.
Right.
Barry Sanders. Barry's coached forever. And what a mind he has for the game and the things he can see while the game's going on. And I coached under Barry when I was at Preston for a while, and learned a lot of my basketball from Barry.
Right.
You know, kids have all the respect in the world. Bucky Forbes, our JV coach, you know, he joined us this year. He coached under Barry.
Right.
So I knew I didn't have to worry. I knew Bucky was going to know the game because he's been, you know, under Coach Sanders. Sean Freeland was my JV coach. I kind of inherited Sean, and what a job he did the whole time he was there. And he took a job at WVU,
Right.
and he couldn't completely devote, you know, 100% of his time that he was going to have to coaching. He still does about 98%.
Right.
And this is the kind of guy he is. He's like, well, can I just stay as a volunteer? I don't feel right being paid.
Right.
Absolutely. You know, we'd love to have you. And got a young guy by the name of Zac Turner, who was our quarterback's coach for the football
is that
team.
Right? I didn't know that.
And he's been a great addition to the staff too. You know, he's a volunteer assistant, but he's there eager to learn, and he does a lot of our drills and stuff for us too. And it's just been a really great combination of coaches we have.
I'm very impressed watching you guys. I'm very impressed of your staff and how you guys seem to make adjustments during your timeouts, or make your adjustments at halftime and come back out. I think you guys are very well coached. I think you guys do a great job. That's a credit to you and to your staff. And I just want to give everybody a little shout out, because you know, when you start following a team like I have, again, because I've seen you guys play, and you let me speak to your team in practice that one day, and when you sort of become attached to a team, they become sort of special, and you want to see them do really good. And your team has a way, at least for me, your team has had a way with me of drawing me to them. And that's sort of the personality that your team has as a basketball team, and you and your staff. And I think that's nothing but good things are going to happen. Good things are going to happen to University High School. There is no doubt in my mind. Not to put pressure on you.
Well, thanks, Billy. We're just really blessed to be here and have the kids that we have, and you know, they work hard, and we're just kind of lead the direction, you know, and they follow. And I listen to my staff.
I got you.
I do. It's a total team effort.
Right.
I get all the credit because I'm the head coach, but I don't deserve all the credit. I have a lot of help, and I welcome that help, and I listen.
Good.
And you know, between the 5 or 6 of us that are there every day, whether it's during a timeout or whatever, we'll figure it out what we need to do.
I got you.
Yeah.
Well, listen, that's the end of my first half hour of my show. Joe, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate you coming on. Let's give Big Joe a hand. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to have a little giveaway here. I got a little West Virginia, looks like a bandana. A little bandana, all right? Well, let's decide this. Here's the question. First hand I see, I give out the little thing here. Who is the leading scorer for the West Virginia Mountaineers? Who? J. Sean Butler.
Maybe in 2018.
Maybe I didn't word that the right way. Who's the leading scorer for the Mountaineers this season? JC right there, give it to her, JC. Right there, JC. Oh boy, look who just walked in the house. All right, this ought to be something. Better watch out, you gotta take a charge when this guy comes up. Hey, Coach Mazzulla. How you doing, brother? Good seeing you. Who'd you bring with you, anybody?
Mikey.
Mikey. Who?
My stepson.
Hey, Mikey, how you doing? Good. Happy Valentine's Day. Did you give your mother a Valentine's Day card? Well, no. What are you teaching that kid?
Nothing.
How you doing, Joe? It's always a pleasure seeing you, man.
How are you?
Living the dream. Every day. I talked to my wife.
Yeah.
Today we were talking, and the Mountaineers are getting ready to leave Friday to go play at Kansas on Saturday. So they're leaving Friday.
Do they play it in between them?
At Kansas, nope. They leave Friday, play at Kansas, Saturday at 6 o'clock, and right after the Kansas game, they fly to Waco, Texas.
Play at Baylor?
At Baylor. So they get to spend Saturday night, Sunday night.
Well, Friday night too, right?
Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, because it's a Tuesday game.
Oh, it's a Tuesday game?
It's a Tuesday game.
Oh, wow.
They got 4 nights in Waco, Texas. I told my wife, I said, Kathy, do you think I miss 4 nights in Waco, Texas?
I've been there once. It was okay. I mean, I wouldn't.
I know one thing. If I had to make this trip this year, I'm going to tell my wife, do not let me take a gun on this trip. I might shoot myself. Oh, my God. Could you imagine?
I stayed 4 nights in Waco before.
Oh, my God. How could you spend 4 nights in Waco?
A guy that's on the Baylor staff was in my wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I was out there for a couple of days just learning from
That's
him.
like the sentence from hell.
Yeah.
Oh, guess what?
I've been worse.
You just what? Guess what?
What?
You just won 4 nights in Waco, Texas. Good seeing you, Joe. You're doing good, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Fairmont State boys are playing pretty good, aren't they?
At times.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about your team.
Yeah, they're playing well at times.
Educate everybody here, and for the show
We
tomorrow.
are 18-6.
18-6.
I don't know what we are in the conference.
I was going to ask, what's conference play?
I think we're 14-4. I'm not sure.
14-4.
Yeah.
In the league.
Their regional rankings, which is Division II, is different than Division I.
Go ahead.
So in Division II, there's 8 regions.
8 regions.
8 teams in each region.
There's 8 teams in each region.
Go to the NCAA tournament. Yeah.
Towards the NCAA tournament. So 64 teams.
64. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So there's 3 conferences. Ours, the Pennsylvania Conference, and then the CIAA, which is North Carolina, Virginia, those schools.
Right.
So the rankings came out today, and we're 7th.
7th, huh?
Yeah. So we got 4 games left to play, and then go on in the conference tournament. So we're in good shape. If we, win out, do well in the conference tournament, we'll be fine. So
and
right
Joe,
now, the ball's on our court.
when does your conference tournament start?
It is last week in February.
The last week of February.
Last week in February.
And they have all those games are in Charleston.
At the Civic Center. Yep.
At the Civic Center.
Yeah. So
I'm gonna age myself a little bit, Joe.
Macon.
You'll like this, no?
No, Robert
Morris Harvey.
Morris Harvey, yeah.
My first coaching job in 1975 and 76. My first job was at Morris Harvey College.
That's crazy.
Which is in your league.
University of Charleston. Now.
University of Charleston.
We play them tomorrow.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Where at?
At home.
At home tomorrow.
Yeah. But you can't come because you already said you were.
Oh
going
my God! You know what? What time's your game?
7:30.
Oh man. Well, maybe I could go to each half.
Yeah.
I really haven't seen you guys play.
You haven't been to a game yet?
No, I haven't. It hasn't worked out.
That's terrible.
That is terrible.
That is.
He's starting to. Hey, Joe.
So I drove here tonight for the radio show, and you haven't come to.
This is a radio show. This is on TV tomorrow, brother. Come on, please. You know what? I might have to renege. I don't know. He put a little pressure on me. Oh, I don't know. Will you give me a seat at the scorer's table?
Sit right behind me. You can sit right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can I tap you on the shoulder?
Yeah, you can. I don't.
And tell you to go to zone defense?
I don't like zone defense.
You don't play zone?
No, I don't.
How do you play? Give me your style.
We play relatively fast-paced offensively.
Fast-paced.
We heavily rely on threes and layups. I think we shot less than 10 pull-up jump shots on the year.
So you're either going to take a 3
or a layup,
or try to shoot a layup.
Yeah,
nothing in between.
We've taken 10 in between.
Where's that philosophy come from?
I just think.
Is that John Beeline philosophy?
No, I think it was last year in Maine. I've always liked threes and layups, and then once.
Well, you could shoot a layup. I remember that.
Yeah, I could shoot layups.
You sure couldn't shoot the 3.
No, I couldn't shoot pull-ups either, really.
No, you couldn't shoot. Well, we won't.
But I think
we won't even talk about your.
Yeah.
We've only got another 20 minutes. We're not going to talk about your
playing career.
Let me just say, but I will say this. I will say this, and I mean this. If every basketball player that I coached in my 41 coaching career, if every one of them played as hard as you played, this guy right here played hard, man.
Well, I had to. I couldn't do anything else.
He practiced hard. He played hard. He was hard-nosed.
Yeah.
One of my favorites all time. We love you.
Thanks.
He's a good man.
Thank you.
So, let's talk. Give me a little bit about how that came about.
Well, I mean, I think just studying basketball.
Right.
Shot selection is big.
Yep.
When I went to Maine in the D League, that was the rule our team had. And what I started to notice was we just took better shots because we weren't allowed to take pull-up jump shots.
Interesting.
So I think it helped shot selection.
Who'd you work for at Maine?
The Boston Celtics.
That was Boston Celtics
affiliate.
D-League team?
Yeah.
And who was the head coach?
His name's Scott Morrison. He's an assistant with the Celtics now. He's behind their bench.
Scott Morrison.
Yeah. So I started noticing when we were playing other teams that we would force them into a lot of pull-up twos, and it helped our shot selection. Now, we didn't always take great shots, but we usually took better shots than our opponents.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Just because of that alone,
right.
Which then helped our transition defense because we knew what shots we were taking. So our transition defense was naturally better because our shot selection was better.
So, Joe, you don't really have anybody posting up?
No.
You have open post?
No, you
have open post?
It depends on the matchup. We post a lot more of our guards than we do our bigs.
Your guards post more than your bigs?
Because our bigs can shoot better than some of our guards can.
So is it fair for me to say that you're penetrating kick?
Pick and roll first.
You do a lot of pick and roll?
A lot of pick and roll.
Right. That's all that pro stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I learned how to teach. So, before I had went to the D League when I was coaching in college, I learned how to do what Hugs taught us to do and kind of what you picked up, but you didn't really know how to teach the game.
Right.
So last year I was really fortunate to learn how to teach it. So we keep it really simple. We haven't really put in any new plays the whole year.
Really?
And we just teach concepts and teach our guys how to read defenses and kind of more of that. I think that helps our guys.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Can you tell me a little bit about your top 2 or 3 players?
I don't really like talking about 2 of them.
All right.
I like our team though. So
all right. So go ahead. So you want to do what the heck you want to do?
Okay.
I want to know a little.
I
want to know a little bit about your team.
I got you. So last year they went to the national championship game.
Right.
And Fairmont's always been based on a high major or a high level Division I transfer.
Go ahead.
So we had we had one of them last year. They had one Division I transfer last year and 3 seniors. 2 of them fifth-year seniors.
Go ahead. So when they graduated, this team was pretty unique, and our sum had to be bigger than the parts. So we didn't have an alpha dog, so we don't have any Division I transfers eligible this year. Right.
We have all high school guys. We only have 2 seniors. The rest are freshmen and sophomores. Maybe I think 2 juniors.
Right.
So we just had to create a system and an environment and a culture where everybody kind of relied on each other. And over the last 3 years as an assistant at Fairmont, it was always we had to stop these 2 guys and make these guys beat us. So with this team and hopefully the teams going forward, we created an environment where they couldn't really focus on one guy. They had to focus on our culture. They had to focus on stopping concepts. And if they could stop those concepts, they would be able to stop us. So I kind of like the team that we have now because we don't have one guy that's really better than the next guy. We have a bunch of guys that are just good at what they do.
Gotcha.
So it makes it easier to coach, and I think it makes it harder to scout.
I gotcha.
when we do it that way.
I got you.
Yeah.
How much individual time? Break down how you break down your practice.
Okay. So I want to tell you.
Go ahead.
I don't have it figured out, but I always remember when I became. Every time I always talk to you or Hugs or people, the first thing was always be yourself.
Right.
So I made a promise to myself before I became a head coach that I was going to be myself. I wasn't going to waver. I wasn't going to, act like somebody else or do something else. So I don't necessarily reach out to a lot of coaches during the season because I feel like I got to figure out and fail on my own.
Gotcha.
And I think the off season's a time for taking things from other coaches. Now I got to figure out my team, how to coach my team, and what I want to do. So I take it very personal.
Good for you.
To be myself.
Good
So I say that because I think practice, since you asked me about practice,
Yeah.
I think it's overrated.
You think practices are overrated?
Yes. I think practicing is overrated.
I'm listening. Keep talking.
I think in college, we value practice too much, and I think we put too much stock into it.
Go ahead.
And I actually think it can make you worse as the season goes on.
You think practice makes you worse?
Yes. The type of practices that most high school and college coaches manufacture their practice plans, it actually makes your team worse as the season goes on.
So this time of year, you're doing more individual work, ball skill work.
Some days we don't practice at all.
Some days you just don't practice at all.
Yeah. Some days we'll just talk.
Fresh minds, fresh legs.
Some days we'll just have a conversation about where we're at as a team.
Just sort of like we're talking.
Yeah. And that's our practice for the day. And I think it's more about.
Oh, that'd really go over good with Coach Huggins.
That would not go over good with Coach Huggins. It would not at all. But it goes back to, I think it's just about retention.
Right.
It's just about what your guys can retain, and And I think it's more about care, and I think it's more about mentality than it is about practice. I think people practice just to make the coach feel good.
I understand.
Yeah.
I understand. That's interesting. My wheels are turning.
Like today, I made a mistake. We shouldn't have practiced today.
You should have practiced.
We shouldn't have practiced today.
You should not have.
No, we should not have.
Because practice was bad?
Because we played. It wasn't bad. It was just, think about it. There's 4 games left. There's 4 games left. We do what we do. We know what we do. We keep it simple. I felt like I overcoached today. So we had a great game on Saturday against Concord.
What was the score of that game?
86-80, we won.
You smacked my guy.
We didn't smack him. We won by 6.
That's my guy.
Yeah, I know, but
my boy.
We beat him.
That's my boy TJ May.
Yeah.
You won by 6?
So we won by 6. We don't take the day off. We don't take the next day off. We always practice the next day.
Practice the next day.
So we played Saturday. On Sundays, we do film breakdown of what we could have done better in the game. And then we do our skill set based on how we did. So we'll do a defensive breakdown and offensive breakdown. So we go for an hour the day after games.
Go ahead.
There's we did 3 30-minute stations. One group is in a recovery stretch. One group is in the film room. One group's on the court.
You rotate them.
We rotate them 30 minutes, so it's an hour and a half. We're done, and then we take Monday off.
So you played Saturday.
Practiced
an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Took Monday off.
Came back yesterday and had a tremendous practice because our guys knew we had to get better. We knew we were locked in. So naturally, human nature says, I'm not going to practice as hard today because we just did everything we needed to do yesterday.
And we're going to play on Thursday.
And we're going to play on Thursday, so I overcoached today, and I didn't get what I wanted to get done.
But how long did you go today?
We went for like maybe hour and 5 minutes.
Hour and 5 minutes?
Yeah.
That just blows my mind.
And I should have never went. We should have never went.
Really?
Yeah, it's a big mistake.
Who do you play on Thursday?
We play Charleston tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, Charleston.
Now, big mistake, my team. Big mistake for my team. I think my team would have we would have gotten better today if we didn't practice.
Really?
Yeah.
Is Charleston any good?
Yeah, they're good.
Who's the best teams in your league?
West Lib, Wheeling.
West Lib, Wheeling.
We're tied for second with Wheeling.
You're tied for second with Wheeling.
Yeah. And then Shepherd is fourth, I believe.
Is West Lib leading?
Yeah, they're in first.
What's my boy, Coach Lombardi at IUP? What's he ranked this week in the regional?
They are fourth, I believe.
They're fourth?
Yeah.
They're always pretty good, aren't they?
They are, yeah. We lost to them this year.
Did you lose to them?
Yeah.
I didn't really bring that up so you could,
I knew you wanted to talk about it, so I brought it up.
Well, I am pretty, That's one of my boys, too.
I know.
He was my assistant coach.
He's older, so he's probably your boy before we're boys, just because of age.
I love it, man. What'd you do for your wife for Valentine's Day?
I didn't do anything.
See that?
I didn't do anything. I'm sorry.
You didn't do anything. Hold on a second, Joe. Hold on a second. How many years have you been married?
4.
You did nothing for your wife today on Valentine's Day.
I didn't. Not yet. Day's not over.
Oh, you still got some hours left.
Yeah, I still got some hours left.
Let me tell you something.
I feel bad. Today she's home with our youngest one sick, so she had a sick day today.
Really?
Yeah.
So she would really be happy when you go home tonight that you walk in the door with a nice little...
At this point in our marriage, she wouldn't be happy with really anything. She would expect me not to do anything at this point.
Unbelievable.
I know. We have a unique relationship.
Was she the volleyball coach at one time?
Yes, at Glenville State.
At Glenville State? Is that where you met her?
Yeah.
How's your brother doing?
He's doing well.
Tell him.
As well as he could be doing, I guess.
He's playing at GW, right?
Yeah.
Is he
At
playing?
George Washington. I think he starts now.
He plays at George Washington University.
Yep.
His younger brother. He's starting now?
Yeah, he starts.
All right. Didn't they just beat somebody?
I don't know.
I think they just had an upset victory.
I know they just lost to George Mason.
They did?
Yeah.
He's now starting.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good or bad for him.
Why? What's wrong with that?
No, I'm just messing with him.
Really?
Yeah.
You talk to him a lot?
I do, yeah. He's doing well. He's happy. He likes it. He's getting
Is he happy?
Yeah.
Does he like the coach?
He does. Coach.
That guy's brand new.
Yeah. I mean, he's an assistant there. He recruited him.
He's young too, right?
Yeah.
Really young.
I keep going back to we shouldn't have practiced today.
You can't get that off your mind.
I can't, no. It's bad coaching.
I keep going back to this. You should really get your wife something for Valentine's Day.
I have something for her in the car.
What do you got? What do you got?
It's a pop-up card. It's new.
A pop-up card?
Yeah.
What's a pop-up and do?
But
like dance or
she
something?
woke up this morning and we have a great relationship. Like she's a great coach's wife. We always say it, behind any good coach.
You think my wife's a good coach's wife?
Yes. Behind any good coach is a good wife.
I give my wife a hand.
Behind any good coach is a good wife, good staff, good players. So she woke up today and she was just like, I'm more of a guy. I always tell her I'm consistent. I don't want to love you more one day than I do the other day. I just want to love you the same every single day. Consistency.
When did you come up with that?
I don't know, but it sounds really good, doesn't it?
Well, it sounds really good because I ain't gonna lie to everybody out there. He wasn't really that good consistent when he played for the Mountaineers.
I was not.
And we coached him. Oh my God. Talk about a roller coaster. Woo.
So I always tell her I want to love her the same every day.
So basically, you've really matured.
Tried.
You have.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the times I spend with you now, it's nothing like the times that I spent with you.
I can imagine.
At WVU.
Yeah. I've heard that a lot.
Yeah, you have.
Yes.
You're a big player. Hey, talk about a couple, since this show's being done in Morgantown.
Okay.
And it's going to be on the Dominion Post.
Gotcha.
And I know you don't like to talk about players, but let's talk about, you have a couple guys that were from Morgantown area on your team, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about them?
Yeah, Kenzie Melko.
Kenzie?
Redshirt freshman.
He's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah.
So he's not playing at all?
No, he's playing. He redshirted last year.
Oh, okay. He redshirted last year.
Yeah, he started every game.
He starts every game for you?
Yep. Yeah.
How big is he?
6'4".
6'4"?
Yeah, he's versatile.
Right. Does he shoot it?
He shoots it okay.
Does he?
Yeah, he shoots it all right. I like him because he's mature. He's got a good maturity to him.
Right.
He's one of the guys, when I'm mad at someone else, I could yell at him, take it out on him. He's got a great awareness.
Go ahead.
He's got great awareness for who he is as a person.
Right.
What he's good at, what he's not good at, what he has to get better at. So, very easy to communicate with.
Who else from Morgantown?
You got Stephen Solomon.
Stephen Solomon. Is Mr. Solomon was here?
He's not here. I called him. He's not here.
He was here just a while ago.
Oh, was he? I didn't see him.
Yeah, when I first got here. He left, I think.
He's another one that's got great awareness. He's redshirting this year.
He's redshirting this year.
Yeah, and he's tremendously improved mindset-wise. Yeah, he loves the game, takes the game very serious.
Right.
He'll be another one of those guys. That's just mature. You can have mature conversations with them about what they need to do. C.J. King, who played at Morgantown, is another
Tell me
guy.
about him.
He's a big guy.
He's big?
Yeah, he plays well. He plays
How
hard
big?
in practice. He's like 6'5", 6'4", 6'5".
What's he weigh?
He's a lot.
A lot?
Yeah. I think he's at like right around 300.
303?
Yeah. But he's very mobile. He's got great feet. He became eligible at the second semester, and from a skill standpoint, he's just as good as anyone else.
Really?
Yeah, he is. He's got great feet.
Really?
It's just a matter of getting him acclimated from a conditioning standpoint. Our league's so fast. So I told him, we just got to get him to the point where he could play free throw line to free throw line.
Gotcha.
And actually we have.
And you don't post him up?
No.
Really?
It's a farce to think that a shot closer to the basket is better than a step-in shot further away. I think it's a farce.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it doesn't make. Why would I want to shoot a shot 6 feet away where someone's this close to me, when I can shoot one from a few back where someone's this close to me?
That's definitely the way of the NBA.
I think it's just the way of.
You think that's the way basketball's going now?
Yeah.
Well, it's obvious Golden State plays that way.
The Rockets.
Golden State, Rockets.
Yeah, the Rockets.
The only team I don't think really plays that way, and he's sort of old school, is the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
Right?
They did, and when Manu was younger.
Right.
When Tony was younger.
Well, yeah, David Robinson.
Yeah, they've gone away from it.
Yeah, you think?
I think their best player is a guy that can really score anywhere.
Right.
So we just work for the best shot, really. We have Donald Coomer from Bridgeport, West Virginia. He's another West Virginia guy.
He's a local guy.
He's starting to play a little bit more,
earning
his trust. I don't know if we have any more West Virginia guys.
No more?
I can't remember. That's why I don't like talking about players, because you always forget
I know you don't. That's
Yeah.
You know what? Sometimes I gotta.
Yeah.
For the local people,
Yeah, I can't think if there's another one. CJ.
Now,
Donald.
can you talk about recruiting?
I don't know the rules.
You never knew the rules. You never did.
I don't know.
You never did.
I don't know.
Why would you know the rules? Why? What do you got? What do you need the rules for?
I don't know if you can talk recruiting.
Well, let's say you can talk about it.
Okay.
You don't have to answer. I'll do it talking for you.
Okay.
You have to bring in how many players?
Oh, you can talk that. Yeah.
How many players?
We brought in 4.
4?
Yeah.
You've already brought them in?
Yeah. No,
Are they signed, sealed, and delivered?
Yes. Yeah.
Any transfers?
No.
All high school kids?
Yes.
So you're bringing in 4 high school players.
Yep.
I don't want to hear their names. You can tell me what states they're from.
3 are from Ohio, and 1's from Pennsylvania.
3 from Ohio.
Yep.
1 from Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. Tell me where in Pennsylvania?
Connellsville.
Connellsville?
Yep.
Right across, right here?
Yep, yeah.
Is he good?
I hope. I think he is. You never know until they get there.
I got you. And where are the 3 from Ohio?
Cleveland. Cincinnati. And Bay Village on the
outside of Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
What are they? Are they big guys?
No, 1's 6'7".
6'7".
2 are about 6'3", 6'4", and 1's 6'8".
Are you happy with them?
Yeah.
Do you have trust in your staff?
Oh yeah, I have great staff.
Do you trust their evaluation?
Yeah.
Did they tell you about them, or did you see them first?
We all saw them together.
You all together saw them
at least 2 or 3 of us at one time.
At the same time?
Yeah.
At the same time?
Yep.
And where do you watch your guys? AU tournaments? High school games? What?
Yeah. At our level, the best way to recruit is just ask guys if they have friends.
Best way to recruit is what?
Ask our current players if they have friends.
Ask the current players if they have friends.
Yeah.
Or somebody in there.
So like one of the guys that we signed went to high school with one of the guys we have now.
Okay.
So it kind of worked out. Another guy that we have was friends with one of the brothers that we have, the guy that's on our team now.
That's good. That's good.
So we just try to circle it through relationships so we could attack. I think one of the biggest things in recruiting is relationships. That's how we recruit.
Now that you're in this coaching business.
Yeah.
Now that you've been a head coach
for 24 games.
for 24 games. How do you like it?
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah. This year is easier than it will be for me in the future.
Say why?
Well, because I had been here before, so I have community support, administrative support, athletic department support.
Go ahead.
My staff was tremendous because one of them coached at a school in the league, Wheeling Jesuit, who is really good, so he has experience. One of our other assistants was here with me for 3 years at Fairmont and was an assistant on the national championship team. The grad assistant here now was the grad assistant last year,
right.
and I have a former player, so I have no turnover, right. And I have 4 guys that know Fairmont State and the league. So it kind of runs itself, you know what I mean?
Okay. 10 years from now.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, 15 years from now, you can fast forward. What do you want? Because we had this conversation.
Yeah.
Is your journey, is it going to stay in the college journey, or you got an MBA journey?
I mean, I don't know.
You know.
I don't know. I said there's 3 dream jobs that I have.
Go ahead.
Fairmont State, West Virginia University, NBA head coach.
Those are your 3 dream jobs?
That's really it, yeah.
That's a pretty good dream to have.
It is, yeah. And I'm living one right now, so.
You're happy, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know what, Joe? I can tell you're happy.
Yeah.
I can tell you're happy with your life.
Yeah.
You're happy with your job.
It's great.
I can feel it. I feel. Let me
You're in a
ask
great
this.
situation.
The kid, when I came over and talked with your team,
Yeah.
who was that? Who was that kid? Because we sort of had. I talked to your players in the locker room, right? It was your team room.
Yeah.
Who was that kid? Remember in the back row?
Yeah, Troy.
Troy who?
Yeah, Troy Cantrell. He's from Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah.
Very interesting, unique.
He was talking smack to me.
Yeah, he's
in a good way.
He's a work in progress.
Is he playing?
No, he had the red shirt. He broke his foot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he was bragging about how good he was going to be, and I would remember him.
Sounds like him.
He was amazing.
Yeah, he's a good kid.
He's a good kid?
Yeah, he's a great kid. He's just right now he's going through a process of he's coming back from a broken foot.
Right.
Trying to teach him. It's funny you mentioned having conversations with me now is different than what they were at West Virginia, and I think a lot of that has to do with I think emotional intelligence and being able to figure that part out. So like we talk to our guys more about mindset and emotional intelligence than we do basketball. So he's under that realm right now.
You coach the mind.
Yeah.
As much as you coach the game.
Probably more.
Can I tell you this?
Yeah.
Did you think I used to coach the mind when I coached?
I would. You'd mess with the mind. I don't know if you'd coach the mind.
I was coaching the mind.
Oh, especially nowadays where there's just these kids, there's
Absolutely.
so many distractions.
I'm with you.
There's so many distractions.
I think you run sprints, conditioning with Andy Kellett. You weight lift. You do all that training. I always ask everybody, why don't you coach the mind?
So, like, we don't run for...
Coach the mind. You don't run?
We don't run for mistakes.
Go ahead.
If a guy is late, which we don't have it often, or he messes up,
right.
I'll make him listen to a podcast about someone about a culture or an organization.
That's his punishment?
Yeah, and you have to take notes on it, and you have to give the notes to your team. That's better than running.
This is the new coaching era.
Yeah, I think it is.
I feel you. Hey, let's break a little cheese. Let's have a little cheese and wine party. Yeah. Sit around and put a little campfire out there.
I don't know if it's like.
Let's roast some marshmallows.
It's just you have to find a way to reach them.
I got you.
You know, and I'm young, so a lot of the conversations we have, I'm not like you talk about be yourself. I'm not Coach Huggins. I can't come and just scream at them and hold them to that high standard. I hold them to a higher standard in a different way because I'm younger and I just don't have the clout that he or a lot of other great coaches have. So you got to find your way to build clout.
Good for you.
You know, and that's.
Hey, let's give away this T-shirt.
Okay.
What was Joe Mazzulla's number? Oh, you win the shirt. 21.
Actually,
what?
I had 2 numbers.
What was his other number? What was his other number?
Yeah,
3.
Yeah.
Here you go. That goes to the gentleman back there. Number 3 and number 21. Does anybody know who else wore number 21 in their career? Who?
Yes, he did.
Billy Hahn. I was number 21 in your program and number 1 in your hearts. Thanks for coming out. We'll see you next week.